Hey y'all, everybody's favorite bumpkin here. Well, strap in kids. We're trying out a new camera. We're gonna see if we can make this shit work. Oddly enough, I kind of sort of got my old camera to where it's working again, so we can maybe get a little bit of B-roll out of that thing in the background. So, who knows?
A few moments later.
This is damn hard to figure out after you've been using one set of gear for damn near 2 years and then you switch over to something new. Yeah. Well, it is, let us see here. It's March the 9th. And for all you weirdos out there, you know what that means. That's right. Campout's this coming weekend. And what that means is I have to get my ass in gear because the Bastard Glide is a loaner bike for a certain somebody for the next week. And shh, don't tell anybody. That man kind of been slacking on his maintenance and upkeep a little bit. So, yeah, we're going to dive into that. No, it's not that bad, okay? The thing is, y'all know I've been having a hell of a lot of fun with Destiny here lately. Well, what you haven't been seeing behind the scenes is ever since Project Shitbox come into the equation, I have been busier than a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest with transporting bikes and towing bikes for customers and this and that. And I am ashamed to say, and it pains me to say this, but Saturday was the first day in 10 days. Count that up. Take a shoe off if you have to, okay? That's damn near a week and a half. But that's the first time in almost a week and a half where I've actually ridden one of my bikes to work. The rest of the time, I've been stuck in the cage. Yeah. As much as I like it, and as much as I enjoy not having to get my ass soggy whenever we're in the middle of monsoon season right now, it just don't hit the same. You know what I mean? Yeah. Let's jump into it. We're going to kind of give a basic maintenance overview here on the Yamaha Roadstar and also Yamaha Stratoliner family of motors because except for a couple of small differences here and there, the basic maintenance steps on them are virtually identical. Whether you've got a 1600, 1700 Roadstar, 1900 Roadliner, also the Raider for that matter. Raider, Striker, Raider. Yeah, Raider. I got to spend a little time on the Bastard Glide here because everybody's favorite Gma, that's right, Gma Rides, she is flying into Tampa tomorrow. I got to pick her up from the airport, but the thing is, I promised her I'd have a scooter to ride whenever she got down here. So, yeah, this was B option. I'll be totally honest with you guys because the thing is, I've been meaning to drag hen's teeth out of the weeds at the house, do what I need to do there to where I can get him back on the road because I miss riding that little hairball son of a bitch. But the thing is, I just haven't had time to do it. So, you know what? The hoopty it is. Bear with me, y'all. This is kind of a new thing for me here. So, first things first, wow. Yeah, I'm going to have to get used to this. First things first, we got to change oil in this thing. Like, bad. Bad. I'm kind of ashamed to say what my oil looks like in here because y'all remember that little trip I took to North Carolina last year for the birthday party? Yeah. We're not going to talk about how many miles past due this stuff is, but two things I know for absolute fact. Number one, it ain't clanking. And number two, pretty fair bet that I'm going to drain more out of this thing than what Josh did out of his Goldwing a while back. So I still got that going for me. Okay, guys, a couple things here that are kind of sort of mandatory, but not exactly. Number one, motorcycle. Yeah, you got to have that. But on Roadstars, Roadstars, Roadliners, anything from that family of motor, you don't absolutely have to have two drain pans, but it does help because you've got an oil filter up here, you've got a sump drain on the motor right around in this area here, and then you got an oil tank drain back here. And over on the other side of the bike, you've also got the oil drain and fill point for your transfer case or your angle drive, if you will. It's that goofy little chain that Yamaha decided to use because the output on these motors actually comes out on the right-hand side, but it would have looked funny, so they put a little chain with a jack shaft to bring it over to the left-hand side. That way it looks like a normal motorcycle and not an overgrown Sportster. Yeah, that's why they did that. Another thing you're going to need for doing one of these bikes, at least from a service standpoint, normal 17 millimeter wrench. Everybody's got one, probably. If you don't, you should. Go to Harbor Freight, spend $10, buy a set. They're worth it. But this little stubby 17 millimeter wrench, this is what comes in handy. And John Weiss, Yamaroller, I'm looking at you, bud. What I was talking about the other day, go down to your local Hazard Fraud or your local pawn shop where they've got, you know, the junk box with rando, you know, oddball sockets and wrenches and stuff in there. Yeah, you can usually buy them for like $1 a piece. Go get you a 17 millimeter box end wrench. Don't really matter what flavor it is. Cut the thing in half pretty much. You're looking for something about this size versus this size. That way you can get up there to that drain plug on the bottom of the engine case. It's a whole hell of a lot easier. One thing I like to do on these bikes whenever I'm draining them, if you got it up on a lift or if you've got it on a pancake jack at the house, whatever the case may be, or if you just got it held upright in a wheel chock, lean it to the left side just a skosh bit because that helps get a lot more oil out of the sump on the motor, and also it makes sure that you get all the old oil out of the oil tank on these things. I know, there's crusties and funglies up there. All right, Mr. Drain Plug, where are you? There you are. Ew, yeah, that's black and nasty. It don't look like Cummins oil, but it ain't too far from it. Now, one thing to note here, ladies and germs. See a little crush washer that's on that drain plug? Come on, focus. Well, some things ain't changed. Anyway, the thing with these crush washers, you don't have to replace them every single time you service your bike. But what you do need to do, give them an eyeball. If it looks like they're starting to smush out, or if it's starting to kind of push up and climb up the threads a little bit, yeah, you need to think about retiring that one. Now, to be honest with you, what you can do, and just the poor boy way of stretching the buck here, every time you change oil in your bike, pull that little guy off, flip him over upside down. Y'all heard that, right? Anyway, like I was saying, pull that crush washer off, flip him upside down. That way you can get one more use out of it. Just make damn good and sure you remind yourself, hey, self, I need to buy some of these for the next time I change my oil. Because you will inevitably forget, okay? Now, if you guys look down here in the description at the bottom of this video, I'll have you a link down there for a crush washer set that's very affordable, and not only does it come with stuff for your common size drain plugs and everything, it also comes with those little pain in the ass, crush washers that you use on brake lines, oil lines, things like that. It's money well spent. Go ahead, check it out. Not sure whether this bike needs some Pepto-Bismol or Hycolonic, although it's starting to get into that age range where it may need to make that dreaded phone call to the doctor, like some of us out there in the crowd. You know who you are. Need to make the appointment for the old butt cam. So this right here is why you need a little stubby wrench. The sump drain on these motors, it doesn't go up, it goes in from the side. And you ain't got a hell of a lot of room there. Here's the cheat code on that. Take your little stubby wrench, stick it on the head of your drain plug. And I know I don't have a normal tripod here, guys. I'm making do with this little compact piece of crap that came with my new camera. But if you notice, that wrench, it's barely clearing the lift by about a half an inch. But it clears. Observe. 2 tappy taps. That's it. That's all. That's all you need. Do not gronk on these. You will regret it. John, I know you're suffering trying to get this thing out as we speak right now, okay? Sorry, brother. If I could shoot up there and help you out, I would, but you're like 4 time zones from me. And while we're at it, let's get that pesky little oil filter out of the way. Talk about these oil filter pliers I picked up from the People's Republic the other day. These were the Holt brand, and they're supposed to automatically adjust. And, you know, they do a decent enough job of that. They got good little grippy teeth on them, you know, to where it gets a hold of stuff. But to be honest with you, for doing motorcycles, they kind of suck. If you're a fledgling lube tech at a Jiffy Lube near you, or, you know, if you're a hardcore car guy, these might actually be worth the money. But honestly, I'm not really plussed about them all that much. I think I'm going to stick to my old schools. Yeah. Although, all I'm going to say is that's a damn good thing it was my microphone and not my camera, else you guys will be going through some serious motion sickness right about now. Well, went to take my seat off, and I just discovered my seat nut for the ass end of this thing has left the chat. Not the first time it's happened, but it's the first time in a long time. But you know what? I got a new lathe. I can make a new one. Side quest. Well, alrighty then. Since since my seat nut decided to exit the chat, we're gonna make a new one. And since I got my old and busted camera kind of sort of working, we're just gonna put something together real quick. So yeah. And there we go. Because who doesn't like a nice little knurl on their knob? Stop it, you sickos. This is a family show, damn it. Speaking of family, guys, I'm sorry that I had to bounce out on you Thursday night. I've been overrun with work here, and honestly, I'm going to go ahead and apologize in advance because this video is probably going to be a little shorter and a little bit more low-key than what you typically see from me. I'm kind of under the gun from a time standpoint, but not for the reasons that a lot of you might be aware of. Friday night, my mama, the Mama Jedi, the mom unit, whatever you want to call her, she went to a concert at a street party with some of her neighbors, and she was having a good old time. And they were heading back to the car after the night's festivities were all said and done. And my mom had a bit of a misstep when she was stepping up on the curb. And she ended up getting her flip-flop caught underneath her, and Mom took a fall. Kind of bad. Now, just to show you the kind of person that my mom is, and I love her to death for this, but at the same time, I just want to choke the life out of her whenever she does this, because I know she means well, but damn, Mom. Her neighbor drove her home, and she didn't call to tell me, and she was going to wait it out to see how her arm felt the next day before she said something. Well, I just happened to call Mom that evening because we were talking about something totally different, and anyway, she finally fessed up to it, so we all jump in the car, haul ass over there, take Mom to the emergency room, and guess what? Mom is now a brand new member of the Busted Chicken Wing Club because my mama broke her arm when she fell down. And right now she's at home, she's resting as comfortable as it can be. We're going to be getting her into an orthopedic surgeon for a follow-up visit here in the coming days just to see how she's doing, but honestly, it's a fairly simple break. It's about 4 inches down below from her shoulder. You know, keep her in your thoughts, guys. She's doing it, but she ain't digging it. But that's the kind of person my mom is. I love her for it, but whenever she does stuff like this, I just want to choke her. Love you, Mom. Hope your arm gets feeling better here real soon. Whee! Unnecessary zoom. Not yet, but it will be. Here's where I'm fixing to make a lot of people really mad. Yeah, I know. Shame on me. What can I say, y'all? It's a simple 8mm hole and some really soft-ass aluminum. Not really stressing that thing that much. There it is. I knew I had some 8mm threaded rod here somewhere. And it's stainless, too. There. Pretty. Simple. Pretty simple. Y'all know me, I'm big on simple, okay? Okay, now let's get some oil back in this thing. By the way, little heads up for you guys with Roadstars and also some of the late model Raiders and, or not the Raider, excuse me, the Striker and the Stratoliners. I know a lot of those year models call for a HF202 part number oil filter. Do yourself a favor, don't use it. Use the earlier style HF303 filter. I'll tell you why. The HF303 filters are rated with a 10 micron pass efficiency pass rating. That's pretty good, right? Well, Yamaha and Kawasaki both tried this, and they both had to walk it back a little bit because on the HF204 part number that they spec for certain model years, it's got a 5 micron pass efficiency rating. Translation, it's more restrictive. Do yourself a favor. Use the 303 because especially if you're a casual rider or somebody from up in the Great White North where you may potentially have a little bit of condensation build up inside your motor, what happens on the 204s, if you get a little bit of condensation in the motor, that 5 micron pass rated filter that uses a paper pleated filter cartridge inside of it, if you get a little bit of moisture soaked into that filter paper, guess what? It makes it swell up and it makes it even more restrictive. Don't starve your motor for oil. Just change it a little more often. Use the old 303. Trust me, this is the part where you want that little stubby ass 17 millimeter wrench. Just give her a little tappy tap to tighten. That's it. That's all. That's all you need. Well, it ain't 4 quarts, but it ain't 6 ounces neither. So Josh's record is still intact. Okay, if you're new to the Roadstar platform, check it out. These motors use a flat tappet lifter. Basically the same thing you find in a small block Chevrolet. Actually, if you want to know the truth about it, the lifters that I've got in the Bastard Glide here, these are a milling JB, I want to say the part number was JB1228. They're actually meant for AMC 4.0 motors like you find in the old Jeep 4.0, Jeep 304 V8 motors, things like that. Yeah. Also, they're way, way cheaper than the stock Yamaha lifters, like a shitload, but they work all the same. But since it's a flat tappet cam, there's something missing in oils these days that used to be plentiful, but now all the people that are worried about the spotted desert tortoise in Southern California say, oh no, that's bad and we can't have it in our motor oil. What it is, it's zinc and it's phosphorus. Coincidentally, those are the two main anti-wear ingredients in any motor oil package. The percentages of zinc and phosphorus have slowly stepped down over the years because of the advent of higher and higher emission standards, and also for the fact that these two elements, whenever they get burned in the combustion chamber and they get shot out through the exhaust, they reduce catalytic converter efficiency. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm all for leaving a better planet for our kids. However, I want a motorcycle that doesn't eat itself alive too. And in the grand scheme of things, how big of a footprint do you think we're leaving on this little mudball called Earth that we're all hurtling through the void on by riding a motorcycle that uses a little bit, tiny little bit of something that actually came from the ground in the first damn place? So what I'm saying is, if you want to keep one alive and happy, do your homework. Find an oil that has a high zinc content in it. And even then, there's only one oil out there on the market right now that I'm currently aware of that has a high enough parts per million rating of zinc in it, and it's very, very borderline. That's the Valvoline VR1 racing formula. So, this stuff right here, that Lucas TB Zinc Plus, I forgot the name of it, so I had to look. This stuff here is going to be your best friend as far as increasing longevity out of one of these motors. And also, a lot of you older metric bike owners say like, GPZ 900, KZ 900, CB 750, the list goes on and on. But the way the math works out in it, you use 2 ounces of your zinc additive per oil change on your average 3 to 4 quart oil change. And that's going to increase the parts per million rating of your zinc and phosphorus well past the necessary amounts, but it's not going to overload it, okay? Now be forewarned, if you use this stuff, don't ever use more than 2 ounces at a shot per oil change, because if you build up a high enough concentration in the motor oil, it will cause clutch slippage on some models, okay? So this is definitely one of those times where the more is gooder is not necessarily the right mindset to embrace, okay? Okay. And since I just got done telling you that more is not gooder, I'm going to take the whole bottle and dump it in here, right? Well, no, not entirely right. I only had 1 dose left in that bottle, so here we go, okay? I'll let that sit there and drain in for just a little bit. Now, if you're new to the Roadstar platform, let me give you a heads up on these things. They take just a smidge over 4 quarts of oil whenever you do an oil change. Real world, drop 4 quarts in it, you're golden. You're good to go. However, don't try to put them all in there all at once, because that ain't going to work. What you got to do is you've got to put 2 quarts in, start the bike, let it run for approximately 30 seconds, give or take, then shut it off, then drop your other 2 quarts of oil in there, then start it, run it for 30 seconds or so, then you can check your oil level and top up if need be. Now, whatever you do, don't ever start one of these bikes with the dipstick out of the oil tank, because if you do, 2 things are going to happen. Number 1, you're going to learn how to clean a ceiling. Number 2, you're going to waterproof pretty much everything underneath the seat until the end of time. You've been warned. So we take our 2 quarts of fresh, brand new, slippery goodness. In this case, I'm using plain Jane run-of-the-mill Bel-Ray 20W50 mineral base oil because, number 1, it works good. Number 2, it's something that we stock here at the shop. And most of the time, I stay on top of my oil changes enough to where I really don't see any benefit in running a synthetic oil at a higher price point in my bikes, because except for the rare occasion like this, I usually do a pretty good job of keeping up with my maintenance. What can I say, guys? Ain't nobody perfect, okay? Here we go, 2 quarts in. Now let's do our other 2 quarts in. Oh, damn it. Well, I just waterproofed under the seat a little bit. What I get for not paying attention and pouring it too fast. Okay, so we got our oil change done. We're all good there. We're topped up on oil. I got a couple of little nitpicky things that I got to do. I got to lube the cable, stuff like that. You know, basically just make sure the old turd bucket here is good to go for whenever Lila gets here tomorrow. Anyway, guys, I got a lot of shit to do. I ain't got a whole lot of time to do it in, so bear with me. Now, being as how we're doing camp out prep here, not only do I have the Roadstar that I got to get squared away, but I promised my buddy Sick Bastard that I was going to look over old White Lightning here, and one way or the other, by God, we're going to get her done, okay? We may be coming down to the nth hour and burning the midnight oil, but damn it, a deal's a deal. Anyway, gang, if you're traveling down here to Valrico to Forgotten Angels for the camp out over the next few days, be safe, be smart. If you can't be good at it. Looking forward to the gathering of the weird, okay? Just I want to see each and every single one of you guys in one damn piece, okay? Miss y'all. Let's get together. Time to gather around the family. And speaking of family, if you guys would, please, keep my mama in your thoughts. Hopefully she'll get a good report from her orthopedic surgeon, and she'll be able to heal up real good and proper without having to have any kind of surgical correction on it. Honestly, I don't think she will, but, you know, hey, when you're 84 years old, you don't bounce as good as you used to. Things change. I know all about that. And I want to give a big shout out to everybody over on the Patreon page. It's because of you guys and the support that y'all continually show me over there that we're able to actually have a video here instead of some janky-ass camera footage off of a cell phone. So, yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate the hell out of it. Still got a couple of bugs and quirks I'm having to work out of this thing because I'm having to learn a new system. But, you know, hey, what's life without a few challenges? And trust me, I'm definitely challenged. Anyway, y'all, just remember, I love you, a lot of you. I'll see you here real damn soon. Till I get to see you next trip, I'll catch you on that flip side.
Force will be with you, always.